Donald Trump, so far during his presidency, has found a way to remove 2.2 million non-citizens, foreigners, from the U.S. population. And this thanks to the record low illegal immigration and migrants returning home. So this is from Breitbart. They write, a historic reduction in the nation's foreign-born population in the first 7 months of President Donald Trump's second term is due to record low levels of illegal immigration as well as migrants returning to their home countries. This according to researchers. Why do we need researchers to tell us the obvious? You have somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million people who have been self-deported. You have another 600,000 or 5 to 600,000 who have been deported directly by the federal government. But we must study this. Current population survey, or the CPS analysis by Stephen Camarota and Karen Zeigler of the Center for Immigration Studies, details that from January through August of this year, which means the numbers are greater now, the foreign-born population has dropped by 2.2 million across the United States. This is a good thing. A lot of these people who are leaving were doing so because they were here illegally, which means that they were working under the table. They were getting semi-slave income from their jobs. They were being abused by our corporate system here in the United States. And in general, they cause chaos. In the U.S. today, you have somewhere between 25 and 30 million people in the country illegally, or at the beginning of 2025. Possibly more, certainly not less. So survey says, it's these people are acting like, wow, how could this happen? Now, significantly, that sounds like AI wording there, the illegal alien population has declined by 1.6 million over that same period, indicating that the Trump administration's increased interior immigration enforcement has had swift and large results. And let me tell you something. I'm from California, and I drove through Los Angeles after the protests and the riots had completed, and traffic is noticeably lighter in Los Angeles, in California. There's still traffic, but it is significantly less than what it was just a few months ago, which is crazy. And, we've been sitting here with this problem for decades and decades and decades, and no one has done anything about it. And all you had to do was threaten people with deportation, and they seem to leave. And maybe some troops and maybe ICE. So, okay, threaten them with force, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty wild to see the shift already. The Camarota and Zeigler say that although some analysts could chalk up the numbers to a statistical fluke, 2.2 million people is hard to call that a statistical fluke. They believe that the numbers are very much real and mostly thanks to the Trump administration's record low immigration levels as well as self-deportation. So basically, there's been almost zero people have managed to enter the country since Trump took office, which is crazy because we were almost up to 10,000 people a day breaking into the country through the southern and northern borders over the last 4 years. You had 9 million people get into the country from 2020 to 2024, with about 3 million turned away, which they counted as deportations, and another 6 million that infiltrated into the country. And the whole mantra was, we can't do anything about it. We've got all these caravans, blah, blah, blah. I don't have the story lined up here, but yesterday I saw there was a caravan that was deciding to turn away from the United States because they said, those Americans, they hate us there. And so they're going to go to Mexico City instead. Now, Camarota and Zeigler go on to write that we think the evidence is strong that most or all of the decline in the foreign-born population shown in the CPS is real and primarily reflects a reduction in new arrivals, ding, 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 and in particular a large increase in emigration. Last month, the Department of Homeland Security, or the DHS, officials said that 1.6 million illegal aliens have self-deported from the United States, while Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents have deported more than 400,000, and they expect over 600,000 will have been deported by year's end. Meanwhile, just this week, DHS officials announced that fiscal year 2025 saw the lowest level of immigration to the U.S. in 55 years, with fewer than 238,000 apprehensions at the southern border. Meaning people recognize that coming to the United States is not worth it right now because the Trump administration, they're only at the beginning levels right now of cracking down on illegals. You watch the Border Patrol, the troops sent into Washington, D.C., is the precursor for what is yet to come. The Border Patrol is now in, I think they're already in Chicago. They're headed to Portland. And you've got the Insurrection Act right around the corner waiting to be implemented. At some point, Donald Trump's going to do it. Make no mistake, it's once the left ends up ending or offing ICE agents, or even worse, troops or Border Patrol, or National Guard, rather, you're going to see the excuse come out. And what people don't understand, ICE has just got $150 billion from the most recent Trump bill, his big, beautiful bill, as he called it. $50 billion is going towards the wall. The other $100 billion is going towards hiring ICE agents. They're set to double their agents nationwide. And if you add the military, the National Guard, the Border Patrol, they're all eventually going to move inwards. And we've seen mass deportation once before. Think back to 1956 under Dwight D. Eisenhower, the former Supreme Allied Commander of the U.S. Armed Forces. He implemented a mass deportation as well. The government at the time claimed they deported 3 million. People have challenged the number, claiming 1 million within 6 months. Whether it's 1 to 3 million is irrelevant. It was over 1 million at bare minimum. So it's been done before is the point. The precedent has already been set, and we can expect to see that the Trump administration will go for the jugular here. He might not have in his first term, but the Overton window has shifted so much here in the United States that he would destroy his own presidency if he didn't follow through. You're talking about 60% of Americans now want mass deportation, meaning every last non-citizen, every last illegal alien, every last infestor in this country removed. And that's wild. That's double what it was in 2015, 2016. Back then it was 30%, basically the Republican base. And we're just talking mass deportation. Total number of people that want at least some deportation is at 80%. There's no way Trump's not going to follow through with this. So all I got to say is for the people that are here in the country illegally, buckle up. It's going to get ugly.